It is true that countries around the world are now taking a hard turn on immigration, closing their borders to newcomers and sending immigrants back to their home countries. And I know people are always focusing on the US and Trump doing this and that to immigrants. But it is not only the US.
Something huge is unfolding across Europe, and it is moving faster than most people realize. Countries that once welcomed millions of migrants are now reversing course at full speed. In the year 2025, deportations are rising sharply, borders are tightening, and immigration policies are becoming tougher than at any point in recent history.
The Canada Border Services Agency is removing about 400 people a week from the country, a pace of deportation not seen in over a decade. The numbers for the current fiscal year are on track to set a new record high of about 22,000.
New record-breaking figures out by the Department of Homeland Security revealed 2.5 million illegal aliens have left the U.S. since President Trump took office in January. 605,000 were deported, 1.9 million self-deported, according to DHS, saving billions from public services.
And just to add to all that, Denmark is sending asylum seekers to be processed in Rwanda. Italy is sending them to Albania. Poland and Finland have a border wall against immigrants coming into their country. What about Sweden? Sweden has cut social welfare benefits to immigrants, while Germany and France are deporting people in record numbers. Why is all this happening? And what does this mean for people who are looking to move from their home countries to these countries? Let's get into it. Hello everyone, my name is Japa. I have lived in Canada for over 25 years, and on this channel I share about growing older and thriving in every area of our lives as immigrants. Welcome back to this side of life, and if you're new here, welcome to the Wise Tribe, and thank you all for joining me today. So these days there's no shortage of news and stories of different countries kicking out immigrants from their country. I mean, the latest one is the one that we hear from the US, where the US government has suspended immigration visas for immigrants from 75 different countries. Also for Nigeria, you now need up to $15,000 to put up as a bond to be able to get an immigrant visa to the US. So why is all this happening? I think the number one reason is because of the economic situation that we find ourselves in all over the world, where the cost of living is so high, there are no jobs, people are finding it more difficult to make a living, to survive. And I guess in that kind of situation, people tend to look out for themselves first. It's just like what they tell us when we are flying, that if anything happens and the oxygen mask drops from above, you need to put it on yourself first before you put it on a child or somebody else that's dependent on you. I guess that's what's happening. Like, people are now going into the mode of self-preservation and thinking about, oh, we need to preserve ourselves. We need to provide for our own citizens before providing for people who are from other places. So I think that is the number one reason why this is happening. And then another reason why it is happening is because there are large numbers of people who come from different countries to these other countries, and they are undocumented. They did not come in legally, and they come in and they start to depend on the welfare systems in these countries. There's only so much money to go around. Like my people will say, when water pass Gary, then it is a problem, right? Like when the demand for services, the demand for benefits surpasses what is available, then there will be a shortage, and then there will be crisis. And I think that is part of what is happening in all these different countries. I'm sure you have all heard about the Somali issue in the US and the daycare fraud and benefits fraud in the state of Minnesota. So those kind of things tend to promote these anti-immigrant sentiments in all these different countries. Not to talk of these immigrant groups coming into these new countries and not really integrating into their new community, forming their own cliques, forming their own communities. They don't learn the language, they are not integrated into the society, and so they keep to themselves, and that kind of leads to unemployment, high rate of crime. When there's a high rate of crime, there's growing social tension between the immigrant community and the home community, and it's just a whole mess. And it doesn't help for integration of these communities into their new countries. So because of that, the citizens push back on immigration and they agree with all these policies of kicking immigrants out. Do you agree with me? Do you think these are the reasons why there's all of a sudden, over the last few years, such anti-immigrant sentiments in many countries in the world? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Despite all this though, the truth is that people will still move for one reason or the other. People will still migrate. This has always happened from the beginning of time. People have migrated. I mean, that's how we all left the Garden of Eden, where man was created, and we all spread across the whole world. If we had stayed in one place, then I don't know what would have happened. I was recently reading about the flood, when God destroyed the world with water, and it was only Noah's family that was left. They had to move from where they were to other places to occupy the earth. I'm just trying to say that immigration is never going to stop. It will always happen, and it can be from anywhere to anywhere. I mean, nowadays we see Americans moving to Asia, we see Europeans moving to Africa, just like Africans are moving out to other continents as well. There will always be people who, for one reason or the other, need to move from where they are to another country. The question is, what do we do in this new reality that we find ourselves if we want to move from one country to another, if we want to move from our home country to a new country? The number one thing I would say, for my Nigerian people, is that the days of Japa, for Japa's sake, is over. If you want to move from your home country to another country, you better have a good reason why you are doing it. You better have a good why, and you better know what that reason is, what your why is. And it better be a very convincing and genuine why. You can no longer just be moving because, it is the vogue, everybody is moving. Japa is the trend, and I just want to leave my country and go. For no reason, you don't have any plan, you are just going with the flow. That is no longer going to work. So, you need to have a good reason. You need to sit down and count the cost. What are the pros and cons? You need to shine your eyes and be objective. The days of, I didn't know, like nobody told me, those days are over. Do your research. Everybody says it all the time. Do your research. Make sure you know why you are doing what you are doing. And if you are a Christian, you are a person of faith, pray about it. Don't just make careless decisions. Let God lead you. I mean, we all say that the Lord is our shepherd. So let God be your shepherd. Let God lead you to where you should go, what you should do. Some people, their success is in their home country. So pray about it so that you don't make the wrong decision. And also be realistic. Look at the return on investment. Like for example, when somebody tells me now to come and pay a $15,000 bond for a visa, you have to think about what is the opportunity cost of that $15,000? Like what else can you do with that $15,000? Even though a bond is something that will be given back to you, as long as you keep your part of the bargain, that you are not going to overstay your visa in the US and you are going to adhere by all the requirements of the visa, then I guess when you come back to your home country, they will give you back your money. But is it really worth it for you to drop that kind of money for however the length of time that you are going to be gone? You need to sit down and think about these things and make rational decisions, right? Make decisions that make sense. And finally, please, I'm begging everybody, go legally. Go there legally. Don't go through the back door. Don't jump the fence or use any fraudulent means to go to another country. Follow the rules, follow the law, go through the application process, and let the chips fall where they may. Get the visas legitimately, especially in these conditions that we have today. If you have to go anywhere, please do it legally. And when you are legal, then you should not have anything to worry about. What do you think about all this immigration agitation going on all over the world today? Why do you think it's happening? And what advice would you give people who still want to travel, who still want to go to other countries? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. All right, that's my 2 cents for today. Thank you so much for joining me again. Share all your thoughts about this topic in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload new videos. Also, stay tuned to this channel for much more interesting content coming your way. Until I come your way again, until the next video, you go out and make it the best days of your life. Bye!